Welcome to Wisdom-Trek with Gramps. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, and we are on day 2511 of our trek. The purpose of Wisdom-Trek is to create a legacy of wisdom, to seek out discernment and insights, and to boldly grow where few have chosen to grow before. Today is our 32nd lesson in our segment of Theology Thursday. Utilizing excerpts from the book titled, I Dare You Not to Bore Me with the Bible, written by Hebrew scholar and professor, the late Dr. Michael S. Heiser, we will invest a couple of years going through the entire Bible, exploring short biblical lessons that you may have not received in Bible classes or church. The Bible is a wonderful book. In its pages reveal the epic story of God's redemption of humankind and the long bitter conflict against evil. Yet it is also a book that may seem strange to us at times. While God's Word was written for us, it wasn't written to us. And today's lesson is Burying Hell. In Matthew chapter 16, verses 17 and 18, it reads, Jesus replied, You are blessed, Simon, son of John, because my Father in heaven has revealed it to you. You did not learn this from any human being. Now I say to you that you are Peter, which means rock, and upon this rock I will build my church, and all the powers of hell will not conquer it. The powers of hell. Why did Jesus respond to Peter's confession, You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God, in this way? We want to look at the powers or gates of hell in cosmic geography. When we read hell, we naturally think of the realm of the unbelieving dead. But the Greek word translated hell is actually Hades. It is also a name of the underworld. Hades is the realm of all the dead, not just the unbelievers. The Hebrew's equivalent to Hades is Sheol, a place under the earth where all went after life ended. Sheol has bars, according to Job 17, verse 16, and cords to tie down their inhabitants, according to 2 Samuel chapter 22, verses 5 and 6, preventing any escape, Job chapter 7, verse 9. Both the righteous and the unrighteous went to Sheol. The righteous believer, however, could hope for deliverance and eternity with God, according to Psalm chapter 49, verse 15. While the imagery associated with the underworld would have unnerved Jesus' disciples, references to the powers or gates of Hades would have jolted them for another reason. If they knew their Old Testament well, they understood that they were standing before the very powers or gates as Jesus spoke. We want to look at the gates of hell in terrestrial geography. In Matthew chapter 16, it takes place in Caesarea Philippi, situated near a mountainous region containing Mount Hermon. In the Old Testament, this region was known as Bashan, a place with a sinister reputation. According to the Old Testament, Bashan was controlled by two kings, Sihon and Og, who were associated with the ancient giant clans, the Rephaim and the Anakim, Deuteronomy chapter 2 and Joshua chapter 12. The two main cities in this kingdom were Ashtaroth and Edrei, home of the Rephaim, according to Deuteronomy chapter 3 and chapter 10 and 11 and Joshua chapter 12. These cities and their Rephaim inhabitants are mentioned by name in the Canaanite Ugarit cuneiform tablets. The people of Ugarit believed that Rephaim were the spirits of dead warrior kings. They also believed that the cities of Ashtaroth and Edrei were the entryway to the underworld, the gates of Sheol. Also, during Israel's divided kingdom period, Jeroboam placed a pagan religious center at Pan, just south of Mount Hermon, where the Israelites worshiped Baal instead of Yahweh. For Jesus' disciple, Bashan was evil, an outer-worldly domain. But they had two other reasons to feel queasy about where they were standing at that point. According to the Jewish tradition, Mount Hermon was located where the divine sons of God had descended from heaven, ultimately corrupting humankind via the offspring with human women, according to Genesis chapter 6, verses 1 through 4. These offsprings were known as Nephilim, ancestors of the Anakim and the Rephaim, Numbers chapter 13. In Jewish theology, the spirits of these giants were the demons, according to 1 Enoch chapter 15. To make the region even spookier, Caesarea Philippi had been built and dedicated to Zeus. This pagan god was worshipped at a religious center built a short distance from the most ancient one in Dan, at the foot of Mount Hermon. Aside from this brief interlude during the time of Joshua through Solomon, the gates of hell were continually open for business. And we see here that Jesus was declaring war. The rock, which Jesus referred to in this passage, was neither Peter nor himself. It was the rock on which they were standing, the foot of Mount Hermon, the demonic headquarters of the Old Testament and the Greek world. We often presume that the phrase, the power of hell will not conquer it, describes the church taking on the onslaught of evil. It is the church that Jesus sees as the aggressor. He is declaring war on evil and death. Jesus would build his church atop the powers of the gates of hell, and he would bury them. Now, the lessons that make up Theology Thursday on our Wisdom-Trek podcast for the next couple of years will satisfy the statement, I dare you not to bore me with the Bible. And I trust that you'll enjoy them, and of course, not be bored. And if you found this podcast insightful, please subscribe and leave us a review. Then encourage your friends and family to join us and come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom-Trek, creating a legacy. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, and most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom-Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and create a great day every day. See you next time for more daily wisdom.